Good morning. So we are on Johnny's website, and I just want to show you those seeds that I bought for that space in the front. And I'm going to give you a little update on that at the end. But right now, I just want to show you what I ordered. Okay. So I already have all of this. Came in, I guess, a couple weeks ago, but it's easier for me to show it to you here because if you know, Johnny's seed packs don't have pictures. They have a lot of information, but they don't have pictures. So start with the first one. So got the status. You guys know I'm really loving purple flowers. So yeah, got this one. And they're different heights. I wanted to be able to do, it's kind of like a stair step situation with them. So there's that one. 110 to 120 days, and it's annual. Okay, let's go back. Got this larkspur, which is also a purple. Look at it. It's so pretty. It's so pretty. There's information on that one. And I think I forgot to turn that little thing off where it shows where I'm pressing. Sorry. I only got packets of each of these. I didn't get the bigger ones. I don't need that many. This one is 80 to 90 days. It's annual as well. Got this salvia. Now I'm gonna say something on this, okay? Because I have salvia. Yeah, I have salvia. It doesn't look like this. But my salvia is perennial. So I don't know if I realized that this was an annual. I don't know. But this is annual. So that's 80 to 95 days. And we got this lupin, which is a white one. It's so pretty. Now this is perennial. And this is actually the only thing in this order that was perennial. Now, it's been a while since I placed this order, so I don't know if I realized that I bought so much annual stuff. But, yeah. Okay. Here's the rest of the information on that. And then the last thing is this. So we got one more white. Okay. And that's 95 to 100 days. I don't think I mentioned the days on that other one, but you saw it. All right, so that is what I got. Now, what I've decided though, because I guess, okay, first of all, going back to what I said a moment ago, I don't know if I realized that so many of these were annuals, but maybe I did at the time, and because I'm not really sure what I want to do with the space, I may have just been like, annuals will be fine. I don't remember. But the bigger issue is that these, I think just about all of these, yeah, maybe all of them, needed to be started early. So when it says, usually when it gives you dates, like we'll look at the lupin. Usually when it gives you dates, okay, 150 to 190, my understanding is that if it's something that needs to be started ahead, the 150 to 190 doesn't start until after that start ahead period. So this right here, let's see, so 4 to 8 weeks, okay, 4 to 8 weeks before planning out. So after that, which 4 to 8 weeks is, that's a range. So I'm not really sure if that applies on these or not, but usually it'll tell you how many weeks you need to plant. 4 to 8 is a window. That's a pretty big window. But from that point, so if I did it 4 weeks ahead, then from 4 weeks, then I would need 150 to 190. So that's my understanding of that. And again, that could be wrong on these, especially with it having a pretty big window there. That's a big window. 4 to 8 weeks, unless they intend for you to kind of succession sow them, so that way you can have blooms for weeks on end instead of doing them all at once. I don't know, but anyway, so that was an issue. I didn't realize that, and I think that's the case on all of them. They don't recommend direct sowing, and honestly, I probably would start them inside anyway, but see, this one, so 4 to 6 weeks before last frost. So I probably would have, well, it says direct seed recommended on this one. So maybe this was the one. This might have been the only one. Yeah. So I maybe could have done this one, but this one would just be an odd one to do by itself, just because this needs to be in with something else. This isn't something that would really look good on its own, just with the way my stuff is. I would need some other stuff with it. So that's the bigger issue here, which is why I'm probably not. Okay, I don't know what else you saw right there. I'm probably not going to do any of these right now. Now I thought about doing the lupin since it is perennial. So I would just have it already started for whenever I do plant it out. And even if I don't get the blooms on it this year, it'll already be going or growing. Don't know if I want to do that yet. So the other thing is, I actually decided not to plant that area. I'm not going to plant that area with flowers. I literally just decided that yesterday. So if you notice, these things are all fairly tall. When I say, well, I think the tallest thing got up to 4 feet. And that might have been the lupin, I don't remember. But something in here gets up to 4 feet. And I think the lowest thing might be 2 feet. So 2 feet isn't really that tall, but when you think about in a border, you kind of want to step down further than that. Well, I was trying to add some height in that spot. So that was the reason why I was going with taller flowers. And then I decided I would really like just like a small, like really small tree, like, is it a peach or a plum? There's either a peach or a plum that has some kind of ornamental version that stays really small and it's cute. But if I'm thinking about the right one, it has some weird leaves, some weird dark leaves. Hold on. Okay, so here it is. Right, so that's cute. And I'm gonna scroll kind of quick, y'all, so just give me a second. So this only gets 4 to 5 feet tall and wide, right? So that would have been good for that space. It's nice and small, but look, this is what the leaves look like. I don't like that, and I don't want that next to the porch. So that was out. And there were some others, not this like a ornamental peach. Well, I'm saying ornamental. I don't know if this is an actual fruit producing peach or not. I don't think it is. But yeah, didn't want to do that. All right, so we're back here. So I decided I wanted some kind of little tree right there. Couldn't really come up with a good one. Then I thought about getting some kind of shrub that I could just trim, not trim, what's the word I'm looking for? Prune into like a tree form right there. I just want to add some height. And I really wanted, like, I didn't like the leaves on that peach, but I wanted something a little darker, really. Like a darker green leaf. But anyway, I just couldn't really make a decision on that. And then I found a tree that I liked. Let me get that for you. So I found this. This is Sergeant Crabapple. They don't have a picture on here of it with the leaves, but I did look that up just to see what it looked like. Let me scroll down. It's got some information on here, so I'm going to have to pause you. Okay, so here is the size. The mature height, 6 to 12 feet, which is interesting. 6 to 12 feet, I feel like that's a wide range for such a small tree, because you're talking about it can be 6 feet or it can be twice that height. interesting, right? And then with 6 to 10 feet. So I decided on this. Now, this is going to be bigger than what I'm comfortable putting in that space, especially if it gets up to 12 feet. Now, you can prune on this. I'm not sure. I'll just scroll down so you can see. That's not my growing zone. But anyway, just so you can see what the zones are on it. Yeah, I wanted it right there, but then I'm like, if I kept it in a pot, I could probably keep it on the lower end, but I plan on actually putting this in the ground. I don't want to have to take care of something in a pot right there. And well, I do have pots right there, but not something like this that I need to make sure lives. But yeah, so I don't know. Like, I can prune it, but I don't know about trying to prune it to keep the height down. Like, I would prune it to maybe keep the width down, but I don't know about trying to keep it from getting taller. And what I was saying about in a pot, it would probably not get as big in a pot just on its own. But in the ground, I don't know. So I don't need it that tall that close to the house. So I am getting it though. I already ordered it. It's on the way. It might not be on the way yet, but I already ordered it. I'm getting this, and instead of putting it in that space, right there where I have those pots in the front, those 4 pots, I'm actually going to put it on the other side of the sidewalk. So it's still going to be in front of the porch area, where as it gets bigger and I can let it get to its full height, and it'll give me some shade when the sun is over, right? So I do have a porch. The porch shades the porch. I mean, the roof of the porch shades the porch, right? But if I can get something further out, that'll give me some shade. I feel like it'll still give me a bit of an anchor, not quite what I was going for originally for an anchor, because I did want it closer to the house, but I think this will work. Sorry, I wanted to get y'all back up here to the top. Once it comes in, and I didn't mean to scroll that fast. Once it comes in and I'm actually ready to put it in and everything, I'll be back to show y'all that. But just wanted to let y'all know what happened. I still have all those flower seeds, so I will be putting those somewhere. Not really sure where, but I can put them somewhere. Even if I put them in that new border in the back, where I just put all the echinacea and what was that? Echinacea and Gaillardia. Yeah, Gaillardia. Even if I put it in that bed, I got plenty of spots where I can put those flowers, so it'll be fine. But yeah, this is what I've decided on. I'm gonna have me a little tree, and I don't have to let it grow like this again. You know, I can prune it to whatever shape I want, or I'll say whatever. You know what I mean. I can prune it to not look like this. But yeah, that's it. Just to give you an update. Bye.